So anyways, David goes to see Doc. He wants to get like an implant, and Doc is lying on a table coming into a fleshlight.
Dude.
A robotic fleshlight.
That doc is fucking wild.
There was
pretty wild.
actually a few shots as well that there was
Like homeless people coming into the fleshlight.
There was one
Yeah.
shot of some like fat dude
He's just,
sitting
like,
on a
sitting
ledge.
on the
ledge. He's got
And it's just sucking
Not
away
even with his
on him,
hand.
dude.
It moves on its own.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but you know what? Like, as much as I was just like, all right,
You're
this
also
is-
kind of like, I want one.
This is heavy hand. No.
Oh,
Ew, dude.
I mean,
No.
You just put the VR on and you're great.
yeah. Mikey and I agree on this.
As much.
Oh, I'm a giggly boy immediately.
All right.
I'm a
Are you feeling
giggly
it?
boy. Sorry, what was that?
Are you feeling it?
Yeah, do the
Did you hear
clap.
I spoke up when you put your ear to it?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Did you?
Jordy's putting his ear to the microphone.
That's how you hear in audio worlds.
Yeah.
Do the fucking clap.
Okay, ready? Shh.
Thank you.
Very good.
All right. And welcome back to Anime Shmanime,
Yeah.
where Jordy doesn't know how to use a microphone properly.
No, you guys were using it wrong. That's where the sound comes out.
It traps the voice.
it traps
it's
the
the
voice.
sound
no, it
device.
No, it emits the voice.
No, it's the audio device.
Good lord, guys.
Anyway, speaking of devices,
Yeah.
we're doing Cyberpunk Edgerunner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
and-
you can get on your devices
Yes.
if it has Netflix,
Yeah.
because that's where this
Which is
one
kind of nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it happened to trigger all my dopamine responses.
Interesting.
Did you not get that?
What
you just said?
Oh, yeah. No, I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
he didn't get it.
I don't know if you
The
got
studio
it.
is called Trigger, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
okay,
there you go.
Yeah.
Shut up, guys. I didn't miss anything in this one. I didn't miss a single thing. I know everything that's going on.
That was
yeah.
the first thing I expected you to
Yeah.
entirely miss.
Trigger?
Okay,
No,
yeah.
I got it.
Well, if you're tuning into us for the first time, we are going to spoil the fuck out of everything. This is what we do. We review stuff, and we try to convince Jordy to fucking love anime as much as we do.
You hit sometimes.
Yeah, we hit sometimes.
Yeah, I thought this one would.
It didn't completely miss.
Okay.
Wait, did it miss for you?
No.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
holy fuck. Yeah, look, I'm still coming off of the fucking shampoo.
Yeah. That one hurt you deeply.
Yeah, we scarred Mikey
It
on
scarred
that
me.
one. Yeah.
Everyone has
Yeah.
to have one of those moments. We gave Mikey a Beck and a Dragon Maid. Or sorry, we gave Jay a Beck and a Dragon Maid.
Yeah.
We gave Mikey a shampoo.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
One day I'm going to make you guys watch Star Wars, and then I get one.
Yeah, you already got that.
So I'm thinking about getting metal legs. It's a risky procedure, but I think it'll be worth it.
Dude, this is what I've been saying, man. I can't wait to get to the point where like we just have cybernetics where
Yeah.
I can just replace my body and just be a cyborg.
You want to just go full Borg.
Oh, I'm going to go full Borg.
I would lean into it as well.
Yeah. You would
If
too,
I
right?
could, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I would hold out for a while.
What's a while
No.
until you're dead? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know,
what's
man.
a while?
Until I need something. Like if my leg's
Dude,
fucking
think about
useless,
this.
I'll get a metal leg.
I was actually having this conversation with my wife the other day. I'm like, detachable penis.
You don't want that.
You can,
Trust me. That's not
Have you ever
what
seen that
want.
Rick and Morty episode?
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
That detachable penis is going to betray you, buddy. Guaranteed.
It's going to become sentient
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
and steal your life from you.
100%.
No, you know what? It does remind me of another question, you know, where like if you think about like commercial space travel, right?
Sure.
How long of a clean record would that need before you would feel comfortable
Yeah.
getting on a commercial space vehicle?
Yeah, good question.
Same question extends here, right? With cybernetic implants and art, you know, enhancing your body artificially
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
How long of a trial period would you need to see good, clean, happy results before you'd feel comfortable doing it?
Here's why I'll say I would hold out is because say this thing like comes to play and like, you know, implants start becoming a thing. It's not going to be so sudden that in our lifetime, everyone's going to have metal parts.
No.
It's going to be a trickle. And we're in the transition generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm going to not see the need Whereas like my kid or their kid is going to see the need. Do you know what I'm saying? So I might not jump in because I'm like, I'm good. Like I'm almost 40 and I don't have any metal parts.
Dude,
And I've been doing fine.
this is just another episode of Black Mirror. Like I would doubt if they were able to connect my brain and like download my consciousness into a robot body.
Yeah.
100% I would do it.
Mikey's down for fucking whatever.
Yeah, but
Just tell Mikey some wacky shit that could happen, and Mikey's like, yeah, I would go for it. I would do it.
Jordy, I don't think you're fully wrapping your head around the possibilities here, though, because you're saying like, I'm 40, I'm good, I don't need any metal parts. Well, what if this could extend your life to be
And that's
440?
And when you asked me how long would I hold out, I said probably until I need. Like if like a part is failing and I can switch it out.
At what point would you consider need?
If they're like, you'll die or metal parts, I'll go, give me the metal parts.
Okay.
Okay, and if you throw out your back next week,
Yeah. Give me the metal back. Yeah.
Yeah, they
if
have
parts are failing,
yeah.
make them metal.
They have exoskeletons for shit like that now.
Yeah, I've seen them.
But
If I am paralyzed,
Yeah.
give me the exoskeleton.
I've got like my bum knee and my ankle.
Mikey just
from-
would've
You're
got a
ready
metal
for
leg.
metal parts
I would've
right
just,
now.
Yeah, I would have just I would have even gone like Full Metal Alchemist style where you have fucking all those metal joints and shit, right?
I know
like,
you would. I know you would.
Mikey, I feel
Yeah.
like you would take your actual consciousness and just put it into a machine.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Mike is like, throw this away.
Yeah. No, like this is what I'm saying. Like when we did our Ghost in the Shell episode,
Yeah.
I will be a ghost. I will be the fucking consciousness of on the internet.
That's a horrible thing to think about.
Dude, it'd be so much fun. Are you kidding me?
For you. The internet would become a terrifying place.
You know what? Anime does make it look like a lot of fun.
They
Yeah,
do.
anime does.
Real life would be a different story.
Yeah,
this one
because-
actually didn't make it. This one made it look kind of scary. Like nobody comes out of that doing
Yeah.
well.
No, I have some thoughts on that too, but it's also like my opinion is that in IRL, this is just going to become a dystopian world, right?
You think metal parts is the secret
Yes.
to changing that?
Yes.
I disagree. I deeply disagree.
No. I'm saying IRL, it's going to become a dystopian world. That's kind of
Skynet.
Skynet, yeah.
Skynet.
Or even what was it? Altered Carbon. Have you seen Altered Carbon?
I couldn't get through it.
Oh, you fuckers.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I kept
man.
falling asleep.
Oh, both of you. Jesus. It's
not
didn't like
anime.
it.
It
I
is
didn't
an
like it,
anime,
yeah.
but still, I mean, it's the same.
Heavy-handed sci-fi.
Yeah.
Not for me.
You guys both suck.
Speaking of heavy-handed sci-fi, do you have a description for this?
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's the Matrix, it's a cure, it's everything cyberpunk, and my description is more of like a question. What a fucking bold move to name your show after the genre it is. It's called Cyberpunk.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing.
How dare you?
No.
Okay, well, you might need some background.
Yeah, you need some
then.
background here.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
you're not a
Might
gamer. You're not a gamer.
Might
So-
recontextualize
Yeah,
things.
okay.
a little
So
bit for
Project
you.
CD Red is the company that actually made like games like The Witcher,
Sure.
and this game Cyberpunk, which also was a fucking dumpster fire when it first came out.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this, I feel like, is their kind of way of gaining back some of the revenue.
Yeah.
By making the cool concept, because Cyberpunk, the game, was one of the coolest concepts ever. It also had Keanu Reeves promoted, and he was one of like the models, like actor models for a character in the game.
Okay.
And so this, I think, is one of the reasons why they, let's make an anime out of it. Let's make some revenue,
Sure.
get some of that money back, because they lost a shit ton of money.
It just felt like kind of like lazy to call it the name of the genre. Like someone's going to
Okay,
put
let me
out
get in front of this.
a
Let me get in
rom-com
front
and
of
call it a movie and call it rom-com.
You
know what I mean?
I
Like,
bet you there is a
no,
movie
I'm
like
not
that.
going to allow you guys to waste any more time talking about things that are wrong.
Okay.
Jordy,
Yeah.
I'm just going to stop you now.
Go.
Okay.
Go. I'm here for you. Tell me, senpai. Teach me the
So
ways.
cyberpunk is not a genre.
It's an aesthetic.
No, stop.
What is it then?
I'm senpai.
Pull the parachute, Jordy.
Okay.
Pull the parachute.
I'm made of metal. The parachute doesn't help.
Cyberpunk is a tabletop role-playing game. Okay. Yes, listen to me.
I'm hearing you.
Are you?
Now. I am now.
Okay. It is set in the dystopian science fiction genre. Okay. That is the genre that Cyberpunk fits into, okay? It is a tabletop role-playing game that was created in 1988. Okay.
Okay.
1988. So it was.
How do I
it was,
not know this?
It was played similarly to D&D for decades. Okay, Cyberpunk,
hear ya.
also known as Cyberpunk 2020. Funnily enough.
Okay.
Okay.
We're way past that now.
Cyberpunk 2077, which is the game by CD Projekt Red. Okay, the creators of The Witcher 3. All right. Is a continuation of the Cyberpunk games that started all the way back in 1988 with the tabletop role-playing games.
Okay.
This is a chapter in the Cyberpunk series.
So that forgives the naming.
What? Really?
That forgives
Yes.
the-
Oh shit! I didn't know that. Oh,
I am
fuck.
senpai.
Yeah,
This is my job.
Jay, do you
is what
like,
I'm here for.
Do you like tabletop role play games?
I sure do, pal. Okay. Sure fucking do.
So because here's the thing, like growing up and watching anime as much as I did, I had no idea that they made a cyberpunk role-playing game because I thought that was the aesthetic. It's like
Yeah.
steampunk and all that.
Well, here's
right?
what I
Like-
was going to say is that it is now. So yes,
is
okay,
now.
It is
they
now,
get an
yeah.
excuse for naming because they're based off the original like story or game or whatever. But it definitely is an aesthetic, just like steampunk is. When you hear
the term-
cyberpunk, you picture this in your head.
The
Yeah,
term
well,
has
Ghost in the
mutated.
Shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The term has mutated from
Yeah.
what it actually is.
Sure.
But if you want to actually get critical with it, like we are doing, then we should at least work with the real facts.
I appreciate that.
Jordy.
I appreciate it.
Okay, Jordy.
That's my name.
So the name and the setting and all of that is perfectly in line with the series. Mike Pondsmith was the author of Cyberpunk and created this whole world
Wow.
Cool.
and
That's
looked
cool.
very favorably upon this series as well.
Interesting. All right.
So I wonder if I go back and like dig a bit more history into the making of like Ghost in the Shell. They probably drew from this heavily because Ghost in the Shell was what like really threw cyberpunk in anime and I think even in like pop culture, mainstream culture.
You
like,
think there's nods to the game in the original Ghost in the Shell movie?
or at least the aesthetic. There's got to be like I mean,
Well, yeah, but like also like keep in mind, we're talking about dystopian sci-fi.
Yeah.
That's really the aesthetic, and people are, now modern times the two terms are conflated. They're
sure.
they're interchangeable, right?
Yeah.
So whether Ghost in the Shell had direct influence from the cyberpunk tabletop role-playing game, it's dystopian sci-fi.
Yeah.
That's the genre. That's the aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's what this is. That's what Ghost in the Shell is. Blade
Okay.
Runner.
All right.
What are some other ones? You know what I mean? Like there's a
Akira
bunch, right?
even, The Matrix.
Akira, yeah,
the Matrix, 100%, right?
Yeah.
It's a dystopian sci-fi because it
Yeah.
tells of a terrible future for
sure.
mankind where technology is
Yeah.
entirely different from what we understand it to be. That's the genre.
Yeah.
But cyberpunk now people use it, to describe fashion aesthetics, to
Totally.
describe art styles, to
Yeah, like tech
describe-
wear.
100%, dude. Like, so now they're definitely interchangeable for sure. But this is in line and in lineage with the tabletop role playing games by Mike Pondsmith.
All right. Well,
that is
thank you for that lesson.
That is very cool.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I'll just jump real quick into
Get
the
into
rest
it.
of my
Yeah.
set, so
We're
I can just
there.
get it the fuck out of the way.
We're there. Yeah. Get
Because
it.
we can talk about this because I really liked this show. So
Trigger can like almost do no wrong in my opinion.
exactly, dude, and we're
Yeah.
gonna get to that. But Cyberpunk Edgerunners, or in Japanese,
I love it.
Wait for it.
Cyberpunk Edgerunners is a 2022 Polish-Japanese cyberpunk web anime series based on the video game Cyberpunk 2077 by CD Projekt Red. The series was animated by Studio Trigger under the supervision of CD Projekt and premiered on Netflix in September 2022. Set in the cyberpunk universe created by Mike Pondsmith, the anime serves as a prequel to the video game and takes place about a year before the events of Cyberpunk 2077. Massive kick up in playership when this anime aired.
Because they flopped when they dropped the game.
Yeah.
right?
Well, we could do an entire.
We don't have to.
Yeah,
but-
we're not gonna get into that.
But
'cause
that
I
was
could.
like, yeah.
But we could. But either way,
yeah.
But this was like a salvage move. Am I right?
it was, and
Yeah.
it worked
Yeah, like I
out
said.
in their favor.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
they had their peak of playership the week that the week, and I think it went on for a month afterwards, after this anime dropped, was the peak of all Cyberpunk playership.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
so this worked exactly.
Did you play?
with
Did either of you play?
No.
No, because as soon as it aired, and then I heard all the crazy shit that happened, I was like, "Fuck this!" And like, I know they fixed a whole bunch of it, but like, I
You're
don't
already
know.
tapped out.
Yeah, like the hype already left me.
All right.
Yeah, so upon its release, Cyberpunk Edgerunners received highly positive reviews, with praise directed at its characters, animation, and world building. In October 2022, CD Projekt announced that the anime would not be receiving a second season, as they went on to state the series was always planned to be a standalone work.
Bastards.
I like that
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
definitely
is-
an
it is a
interesting
because you
angle.
know that it's just going to get worse and worse no matter what.
100%.
Yeah, but I mean, if Trigger does it, they could salvage it.
Yeah,
They
and
can
I
make
mean,
it- yeah.
speaking of Trigger, guys, you know, we've covered some stuff from them, Kill la Kill, you know, Promare, Little Witch Academia, you know, Gurren Lagann. Like, these are all, you know, Studio Trigger stuff that you would recognize. They may not have been called Studio Trigger at the time for all of those, but it's the same two guys, basically. And as soon as you start watching this, I think personally, it's immediately recognizable.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Easily.
I really hope now, Jordy, like, you're starting to pick up on some of these stylistic things.
I did not at all.
Really?
What?
Yeah, no, sorry.
Yo,
I
some
don't
of
know.
these
What have I
studios-
seen that this is supposed to look like?
Kill la Kill.
Kill la
It
Kill.
didn't really look like Kill a Kill at all, though.
No, but like they
But
have
it
a certain
kinda
level of
did.
aesthetic that like still falls within that vein or
I
in
feel
that
like
lane.
Kill a Kill was way more cartoony, and this was way
Yeah.
more like.
Yeah, because of when it came out, it was way more.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
cartoony.
saying.
No,
They're
no, but-
different.
But also, like, artists are allowed to do more cartoony and less cartoony work.
I get
You
it.
know what
I'm just
mean?
saying
Like,
I didn't
it's-
see the through line.
That's surprising to me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think for anybody, I
don't know.
I think if we just ignore Jordy for like the
Yeah,
next
do,
10
do.
seconds, for anybody out there who hasn't seen Kill la Kill or any of the other Trigger stuff, Gurren Lagann, Promare, like, you're gonna totally fucking see it in this, like,
Yeah.
all over through and through.
Oh,
And I'm just gonna
absolutely.
shame Jordy for the rest of the episode for not knowing that. Especially,
on.
especially
Yeah.
considering I think the art was this standout strong point of this entire series. But,
Yeah, like I mean, it's this is the thing. Like you can definitely see the artists in this, and you can just see that it's so much more polished, especially because it came out for Netflix.
and only
Right.
10 episodes.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm really happy that it is a small little package, 10 episodes. It's an easy watch. You can binge it in a night.
Yeah.
Like, but oh man, do I wish there was more because it was so good. It keeps me salivating. Like Lucy
that was good.
salivating.
That was good.
Rebecca,
Yeah, of course you would be.
salivating.
Ew.
Rebecca was a little.
A
Okay,
child?
okay, no. Okay, we're gonna talk about this for a quick second here.
It's just a classic anime loophole.
She is technically 20.
Yeah, technically.
So my aesthetic
How old
is
was that bird in Monster Musume, Mikey?
I will fucking kill you.
just saying.
So this is shout out to my boy Baker because this is actually his waifu is Rebecca.
Ew, Baker.
She is 20, like I said,
dude. Yeah.
No, shut up, both of you. Shut the fuck up for a second. Rebecca. Okay, so Rebecca is probably one of the best written characters. Definitely needed to be more in the show, I think. But aesthetically, I am definitely more Lucy.
Of course you are.
Yeah, because Lucy's a babe.
And an adult.
Yeah.
They're both adults. Y'all need to learn that they are fictional characters.
Yeah.
They are fictional. They are not real. So it's
Fictional.
okay. I can sip over whatever
but
I want.
They designed her like a
child.
Like a child.
On purpose, and it was like that was the main character trait of her.
Yeah,
That's
but
her-
she is so badass.
That's her identity. Is
Actually, she is the only character that I was actually sad that died.
She's a very interesting character. I liked her character, but she's a child, therefore not sexually attracted to her.
Aesthetically, I agree.
Okay.
Right, but she is 20 years old.
Yep.
so it's
So,
okay
yeah.
if you are sexually attracted to her, is what you're saying.
Yes, because she's 20, and also it's a fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
That's not a cartoon. It's
All
an
the
anime.
more reason for it to be okay to be sexually attracted to the child.
Mikey's on your side,
I
guys.
am on your side. I sim for 2D characters.
Yeah, you do.
We know that.
You do. That's why Mikey wants to go inside the cyber world.
Yes.
That's where all the 2D babes are.
Yes,
Babies?
babies.
That's why I. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's fucking get into what?
The
What's our
world.
The world.
Okay, so again, not having known that there was a pre-existing world that this snaps into,
Yes.
my like comments on the world are like more about what I know of the what we're gonna now call dystopian sci-fi genre. Do you know what I mean? It was very indicative of all of that I've seen a million times before, right?
Yeah.
There's like rampant poverty in a world of like high technological advancement, so there's a juxtaposition constantly everywhere you go. There's the human tech integration, which is the literal identity of this show. That's what this show is based upon, right? And everybody's doing it from a high level to a black market.
Oh, yeah.
It's all over the place.
And not to mention, like, depending on how many cybernetics that you have to take those like
Immunoblockers.
Yeah.
It's a big status and like
Yeah.
class thing as
Yeah.
well in the society.
That you can
because
afford the good meds.
the rich kids
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
afford the best implants and the best upgrades,
Yeah.
and the poorer you are, the more
yeah.
organic or
Yeah.
organic.
Or you get some
Yeah.
like obsolete tech that fries your entire classmates' tech because
right.
you try to log into the school system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And now everyone's pissed off at you. And you get bullied. Another thing about this world that I thought was interesting is that everything is subscription based. Everything in the world is a pay as you go plan. And, you know, like to the point where like that's why his mom dies because they didn't pay for the good plan, the good rescue plan.
Yeah.
Dude,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
There was some really like hard hitting,
Yeah.
dark
Yeah.
Truths.
Social commentary.
like
Yeah.
social content looks
Yeah.
at the future and where we're headed.
Yeah.
And stuff that like, really fucking caught me and was
Yeah.
just like, wow, like that's very powerfully shown.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what do we not subscribe to? We all subscribe to something,
Yeah.
right? I don't think there's anything that somebody doesn't subscribe to, or families that
hard.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could probably get away with it if you really tried.
I know, but even
even-
electricity and power
Yeah.
to your house is
Yeah.
a subscription.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. But you can live off grid.
Water, phone, whatever.
How many of
boil
our
water.
viewers out there are living off the grid?
I'm just saying you could. I'm saying you could.
Or listeners.
I'm just saying you could.
Yeah. How are you even accessing our
Thanks for,
podcast?
thanks for sticking up for all of our viewers out there living without electricity.
Hey, I am for you. You know what I mean? Mikey's for with all the perverts,
Wow, Jordy.
and I'm for all the off-grid living in the
so
cabin.
virtuous.
Yes,
Hey,
just
Dad.
fucking, just squeeze that knife or turn that knife a little bit more, hey,
Bro.
buddy.
Yeah,
Come on. Come on.
I'm for the people. For the
Anyway.
people, for the perverts.
Jackass.
saying.
I thought the world was pretty beautifully rendered here. I thought that it existed, almost as a secondary character in the story, just because at every twist and turn of the story, like they're interacting with the world around them. They're interacting with something on the street, or like you said, some sort of service being run by the city. Like the inner workings, the infrastructure of the city is felt throughout the entire fucking things. As much if not more than some of the characters, like Mikey said, with like Rebecca and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's like I know more about the city that they live in and the world that they're in than I do about the characters in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, which is great fucking world building.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
Like,
Yeah, I agree.
With 10 episodes, you kind of got to sacrifice one for the other sometimes.
So this
Yeah.
is my thing with this. Like, I get that the nice little package, 10 episodes, but honestly, they could have made this a 24 episode season.
Yeah.
Yeah, they totally,
Yeah.
and it would have been good, and then the pacing would have kept up because there's so many characters like Rebecca, her brother, the other Netrunner, like
Yeah.
they all could have had background stories.
I agree. I've actually
Kiwi
would have
had a
said
Kiwi,
that I
yeah,
think I think there was a pacing issue, to be honest with you. I think it was too much crammed into too few episodes to the point where like there were some things that came out of nowhere towards the end that I was like, now you're going to give me that? Now?
Yeah.
You know, I was like, to be honest with you, I feel like the show was kind of act 1, act 2. You know what I mean? And I feel like act 2 suffered because there was too much they were trying to cram in before they closed the show off. And I feel like they could have got rid of a bunch of what was in Act 2 and extended the end of Act 2 forward, and it would have been a better show. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, so isn't that just exactly what I was just saying? Like, if
Did you say that?
Well, kind of.
No, but I
right?
said it. And so,
it's okay because you said it.
yeah,
Fuck you.
yeah,
So here's what I think should happen.
yeah.
Let me repeat this. I'm just saying. I'm going to repeat it.
Yeah.
If it was a 24 episode season and they plugged in all of those like background stories and
Yeah.
gave you more, even with the 10 episodes.
Yeah.
That spreads out the pacing and also keeps it the same way at the same time.
I agree with you. My only differentiation is I would have said leave it 10 and take some of the middle stuff out and extend some of the last 2 episodes maybe into the middle.
Now give me more.
I liked it simpler. I would, you know what I mean? I would have preferred it a little simpler, a little neater.
No, you like the things too lean.
I like lean.
No.
I'm a fan of lean.
I like fat.
Yeah. You like a lot-
That's where all the juice is.
Huh?
That's where all the juice is. That's where all the flavor is.
Yeah. I'm just not a glutton. That's a lie. I'm a fucking glutton.
Yeah. I was gonna
Anyways,
say.
in this show, I would have liked it to be leaner. That's my opinion.
It has the juice.
Yeah. But yeah, do you guys want to move on? Or did we get weedy there for a second?
Yeah, I don't know. I
little
mean,
bit.
that's about it for the world, really.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I think we covered it.
Yep.
Let's talk about the art.
The art. Oh my God. What about the art is not fucking phenomenal?
10 out of 10, baby.
I
Yeah,
have some opinions, actually.
Go fuck yourself. We're moving on.
Sorry.
It's 10 out of 10.
I have some opinions. I found some of it to be a little janky, to be honest with you.
Like what?
I think there were moments where people were moving against the background, and I was like, the steps aren't matching up with the distance they're taking the step in the background, and not when they're like doing a weird tech thing. Like there were moments where I felt like it was a bit sloppy, to be honest with you. I also think that yes, I don't know. There was like some really cool like cornerstone animation. What do you call them? Keyframes?
Keyframes,
Or
yeah.
like moments, things they really wanted to focus on. Those stood out. But some of the other background stuff I think fell behind, in my opinion.
I think they did that purposefully, right? Because all they're doing is showing like either emotion, that something is happening in the background, but your focal point should have been on Dave or whoever, right? Like that stuff is secondary, right? Like it's even tertiary, right? Like it's not really meant for you to really care about. I would have even been okay if it was, the background was just blurred and it was just fucking.
I would not be okay with that. Because I wanted to look good. I want to show I'm watching to look good. I found like they put a lot of effort into like the showpieces, like the trails when he's using his tech. Amazing. I didn't need the fucking anatomical lighting up skeleton when they activate their fucking tech or whatever. I was like, you could take that out. That felt like, why is that even there?
It's a static
So
image. It's
yeah.
easy. They can just stick it in.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's easy, felt a bit sloppy,
It's cheap, it's
unnecessary.
cheaper.
Make it
Well,
lean.
There's always a
Make it
budget,
lean
dude.
is my
No
thing.
matter
Yes.
what, there's always going to be a
Yeah,
budget.
but I'm allowed to
There's-
criticize the
there's-
show because of it.
Yeah,
There is always a budget, but also it's a really well placed scene because when you see it, you know exactly what's happening. It's kind of like
I just didn't need it. I knew it was in his spine. I knew that when he activates it, he does the fucking weird trail thing. I
Yeah.
didn't need to see it glow through his veins.
well, why not? It's kind of cool.
I thought the other stuff was cool. I didn't need that, which was less cool.
I think ultimately, also, Jordy,
Yeah.
you watch it on a tiny little.
Don't
shitty-
talk about my TV
you watch it
anymore.
on a tiny little
We're
shitty
not allowed to
screen.
talk about my TV anymore.
You
all
watch
right?
it on a
Yeah,
tiny
it's
little shitty
literally
screen.
a 13-inch screen.
It's small.
So come talk to us when you watch it in at least 1080p. All right.
It's never gonna happen. You know
So-
why? Because I'm one step away from living off grid. My people.
No,
Guys,
no.
anybody out there who's actually watched this will know that Jordy's criticisms here are a little bit
skewed.
off base.
Yeah.
A little bit reflective of a tiny little screen that he watched it on.
Stop talking about my screen.
But
It's
the other
the
thing
truth,
too,
though,
though,
dude.
Yeah, you're probably
yeah,
right.
scenes
probably
like
right.
that, it's like it's very reminiscent of anything that you would see in anime, Power Rangers, Super Sentai kind of
Yeah.
stuff, where like they're powering up, and that's the scene. Like even Sailor Moon, right? Like you get
Yeah.
the scene where she changes, right? Like it's all there.
Okay, I have something to say, okay? First of all, I've watched a lot of anime on that screen. Some of it has blown me away top to bottom art-wise, okay?
Okay, yeah.
So to blame it on my screen, not completely fair because some stuff has blown my mind.
Yes.
Okay? Second of all, what a reflection of the theme of this show that it's a subscription-based world and I cannot afford a 1080p screen. Okay? And so I have to watch it on this. You know what I mean? So I'm meant to suffer because I cannot afford the technology? What are you guys trying to say here, elitist motherfuckers? Arasaka operatives?
I think
Fuck you, guys.
in all honesty though, I think it also like it does kind of change your perspective if you're watching this knowing that it's a Trigger project the whole
Yeah,
time,
sure.
and that you have that in your mind's eye
When you
as
first-
you're watching, because there's so many times that I'm watching this that I'm seeing Promare, I'm seeing Gurren Lagann, I'm seeing Kill la Kill, like I'm seeing all of the trademark Trigger stuff, and some of it's stuff that you're kind of singling out as being like the stuff you think is sloppy or cheap, where they're going with more simplistic backgrounds, or they're going with a lot more use of just color and motion in the background as opposed to highly detailed stuff like you'd see in Akira or something, right?
Yeah.
And like it's definitely, I think, a stylistic choice, and I think it's definitely something that if you are looking for it and
Yeah.
you're looking to appreciate it, it's there for you.
Yeah.
But if you're not and you don't know, it might hit you weird. The same way that we talked about this with Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
It's a divisive animation style.
Yeah.
I didn't like it when Kill la Kill first came out. I kind of avoided watching it because I was like not really sure if I was there yet with that crazy looseness. Right now, it's
Oh,
one
I
of
loved it.
now it's one of my favorite looking animes.
Also
ever,
love that show.
right?
But here's the thing with Kill la
so
Kill.
it's like you have to know what you're getting into with this.
Yeah.
a
Well,
little
I was
bit.
going to say earlier when you first mentioned Trigger and you both lit up like fucking Christmas trees, there's a bias. You guys were coming into this ready to love it.
Yes. Well,
You were.
Yes and
I
no.
was, yes.
Yeah, I
Yes
was.
and no.
Yeah.
Because regardless of me having that bias towards Trigger,
Yeah.
it's not unheard of with a production company to pump out something that's garbage.
Yeah, but you're more prepared to let a lot of shit slip because of who they are.
It's also Trigger, man. Like they don't put out garbage.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
also don't.
Like,
Exactly.
And the other
Literally
thing I was going to
That's
say
the other thing.
about Kill la Kill, Kill la Kill is a show that doesn't
We
take
knew.
itself so seriously. So for it to have that loose, sloppy animation kind of works because it's kind of
Okay.
funny and everything about it is loose. This is not. This is intense.
Yes.
In your face, heavy.
I don't think it works as strongly here as it does in something like Kill la Kill.
Thank
Yes,
you.
but here's the other thing, though. It's
Jay
not.
agrees with me.
No, it is.
No, I'm not
here-
done.
He's not done. But let me interject real quickly.
He's not done, but
Neither of you are done. I can tell. Neither of you are done
Yeah.
forever.
It is not a feature film, right? You don't need backgrounds that are so detailed like that in a serialized anime, right?
not serialized,
Or it's
but
not
yeah.
serialized, but like in a multi-episode anime, right?
Yeah.
So
That's your opinion. I need it.
For the
Pretentious
I think,
asshole.
I think one of the telling things here when you compare it to Trigger's other work, and even like Jordy, for example, with Kill la Kill, which we've covered, is a lot of the other stuff that Trigger's done was developed entirely by Trigger.
Yeah.
The story, the characters, the world, everything was developed by the guys who were drawing it.
Sure.
Right. This is Trigger working with
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red, which is coming to them with parameters, with a world that already exists.
Yep.
Trigger now needs
Character
to make
designs, even, I would say.
Well, yeah.
to an extent.
To an
I mean,
extent, yeah.
the character designs are very Trigger, in my opinion.
But aren't some of these
like,
lifted straight from the video game, which Trigger had nothing to do with?
Not really.
No, it's not the case?
It's a prequel.
Yeah,
prequel.
somewhat maybe. Like
Yeah,
again,
yeah, yeah.
it's only in the sense that it's all tapped into the original Cyberpunk
Sure.
game
Okay, yeah.
and story and world, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all taking from that, right? But either way, this is a situation where Trigger didn't have complete control over everything. And I think you see that a little bit with with not a perfect blending of their style with the Cyberpunk world. I don't think it's a perfect match. The same way that it was with Kill la Kill.
Yeah, I agree.
But I
know
do
you
still
guys
think it works.
Had to hammer me when I said that, but I appreciate you acknowledging that what I said isn't complete bonkers nonsense.
Oh, it
Thank
is.
you very much. But one thing I'll say about the Trigger working with whatever the fuck the video game company is
CD
actually
Projekt
when I was
Red.
watching this, I felt that it really reeked of a show made for a Western audience.
Yeah.
And I think that also was a hindrance a little bit.
There were
To
some
me.
moments for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what though? Like, anime has become such a huge thing in Western culture now, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes it's. I think it can blend pretty well now, and I think it's okay. And I think that a lot of Japanese people in Japan really enjoy this too, right? Like,
I feel like this exists more in a world with a show like Invincible than it does with like most of the other shows that maybe even Trigger has made.
I think it.
you see what I'm saying?
No, I think it can live in both worlds.
I agree it can live in both, but to me it felt more like that than any of the anime we've ever watched. In my opinion.
Yeah, but again, you're talking about Cyberpunk here.
Yeah.
Like the tabletop board game from the 80s.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
yeah,
talking like do you know what I mean?
But I'm talking
Like,
about the
it's-
anime that I'm watched is what I'm saying.
But they're inseparable.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, of course, a 1988 tabletop role playing game
Yeah.
is not going to sit as well with Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, of
Yeah.
course it's not. Like, it's they were made on different continents in different decades
Yeah.
and different eras.
But
Entirely.
but this rendition was made with a Western audience in mind.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Cyberpunk was.
Yeah, Cyberpunk as a whole. It's
Okay, sure.
It's a Western game.
The
Then
genre,
maybe
right?
we shouldn't be covering it.
What are you talking about?
No,
Are you
because
kidding me right now?
I'm just saying.
Well, we shouldn't be covering.
I'm just saying it doesn't live in the world of anime the same way that all the other animes we cover
what
live
is
in.
happening
I
right
think
now?
that's a huge statement you're making.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I think it's wrong.
Okay, no, I've never actually like. You need to fucking pull the parachute on that one, dude. Yeah, like you got to stop that.
I'm not
No,
married to any of these ideas. I'm just having
I'm
I'm having a
think-
discussion with my friends about a show that I watched.
I think part of that could be coming from the fact that you
Yeah.
simply refuse to watch it fucking subtitled.
Yeah.
So everything is going to feel about 1,000% more fucking American.
Yeah.
Yes.
When it's all Americans speaking
But
to you,
again,
dude.
all the anime I
100%.
watch is in dub, so
Right,
like
but I'm
that's
just
not really
saying,
a good
no,
thing.
but you can't dismiss that
Yeah.
as a contributing factor.
But it
here.
works
What
on
Jay
all the
said,
other
what
anime I
Jay
watch
said.
though is also in dub,
No,
and it doesn't give me that
So
feeling.
look,
It,
dub
it,
is
it must,
okay.
but just under the surface,
Yeah,
dude. Like,
like-
it has to be.
Yeah,
know.
I'm solely all about subs. We all know this, but as long as people are consuming it, you know, the material, the anime, I'm
Yeah,
happy.
so stop yelling at me.
But here's the thing. Whoa. Jay is right though. It does give it a completely different feel, and it would give you that American feel if everybody's speaking in English.
You're right, but it
not to
wouldn't-
mention.
It wouldn't give me that much of a feel if it didn't have a lot of other factors that felt very Western as well.
You know what? You should subscribe to fucking some manners. You know what? Also, you should subscribe to our viewers and listeners as they subscribe to us.
I really fucking jangled you up with this, didn't I? I fucked
he's
you
all
up, man.
jinxed.
I'm
He's
all
all
jinxed.
jinxed. He's all jinxed.
Yeah.
Mikey's cyber psychosis is kicking in hard
Yes,
right now.
so hard right now. But please subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Tell a friend.
Yes, please do.
We really appreciate it if you like our content.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry for angering you. I
Oh
love
my
you
God.
deeply.
I think I almost got as mad as the Shampoo episode. I don't know. I might be on par.
This is a new brand. This is a new branding for us.
Seriously.
So you guys, I don't know why you guys are both so weedy today, but like
we are weedy. I
Yeah,
know.
we are.
But,
Yeah, we are, sorry.
But you guys are also getting away from the fact that this is like I keep bringing it back to this. This is a joint venture here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not only an anime adaptation of Cyberpunk, right? But it's a joint project between Studio Trigger and CD Projekt Red.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting all of these Western influences because it's 50% Western, dude.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The story was written by European dudes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. The guy's name is David fucking Martinez.
I got you.
bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
got you, dude. Yeah.
like this is like these are all these like it's so Western. It's not.
But
It was
I'm not-
made by Studio Trigger, bro.
Yeah.
Like it is so fucking Japanese.
I understand.
If you watch it subtitled and if you appreciate the Studio Trigger influence,
Yeah.
aka all the things you missed or didn't watch,
I watched everything.
and instead you're just getting all of the European influences.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
fact that you know about Cyberpunk, the genre, already from outside of the anime world.
And inside.
I know, but you also know about it outside.
Yeah.
And you're getting names like David Martinez spoken to you by actors like Zach Aguilar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
And names like Rebecca, Lucy,
it's like
David.
you cannot sit there and say you have the same perspective on what we just watched. After that.
I'm not saying I have the same perspective. I watched it slightly differently, for
Thank you.
sure.
That's it.
Okay.
But I'm
That's it.
saying
That's
I
all I
have
wanna
that
say.
perspective.
We're good. All right, fine. Fuck it. Let's all accept this and move on.
All right.
Now we're out of the weeds.
All right. We're going to talk about this more later. Let's talk about the characters.
No. We haven't talked about the music yet
Okay.
because the music is fucking fantastic.
Okay.
The OST on this is great.
I'm going to make you guys angry continually because I actually
no.
found the music was a little heavy-handed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I loved it.
I don't know who I'm gonna catch hands from first this episode, but I fucking hated the music.
I found what they did with the music is they tried to also make it fit the genre of cyberpunk. They literally picked some
Well, yeah.
glitchy punk
That's not my issue.
and a little bit of like hip hop elements, and it was just like obviously I know what you're going for here.
This is a great soundtrack. And I guess this is the other thing. This is probably why it kind of fed into your, a Western lens of this, because the music was Western music.
Yeah.
but I still
you're
really
making
enjoyed
points for me.
Yes,
Right?
but what I'm just saying though,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, is that it still tracked really well for me, and the music
Fair.
was on point, and I really enjoyed it, and like, it's nice. It gave me the feels.
For me, it's like we always talk about, every time we talk about music, it's funny, we always bring up like, you know, it's either like really good or really great, or oftentimes we'll say, well, it didn't take me out of the moment, or it took me out of the moment several times as I was watching this.
Really?
Where I picked up on this the way that they edited it in the music in a few sections. Like it got in the way of dialogues at some points. It felt really kind of crudely mashed and shoved in. Yeah, very jarring at times. And
The
then
voices
also,
of
like,
the vocalists sometimes were like,
well, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But it doesn't.
And this might not be like necessarily everybody's perspective on it, but like I love like synth pop and like vaporwave and like a lot of the music that this is kind of trying to inject here. And I mean, I don't know. There's so many other artists and songs that I can think of that I imagine being better in this. And just for me, it's totally a personal here.
Yeah,
totally
for sure.
opinion based. But for me,
this entire
not my
podcast
favorite.
is all subjective.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. But
Of
like,
course.
but
I like how it's subjective when you guys disagree.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Shut up over there.
Yeah, we're trigger bros, man.
I'm lonely.
But here's the thing: like you were saying that it was kind of crude in some ways, but doesn't that sound like a reflection of the anime and like the whole dystopian cyberpunk world?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But no.
And that's where I found it to be a bit
For
heavy-handed.
me, I didn't get. To me, it felt like it felt a little sloppy. Yeah, it felt maybe
It was an obvious ass
Yeah.
pull.
Maybe heavy-handed, and again,
Yeah.
this might be a bit of the Western thing. There's a few montages that happen throughout as well that I'm
Yeah.
like, the montage with this music right now is kind of giving me like Western show.
Yeah.
But then there were other times when I was seeing montages where I'm like, oh, this is so classic anime. And then I'm like, fuck, like there is a lot of blending going on here.
Yeah.
And
You know
that's
what I mean?
where,
A lot.
again, not to go back, but like that's where I said it was a bit janky. The East meets West factor gave it a janky vibe at times.
Sure.
That's my only point from before that we talked about for 30 fucking minutes.
Okay.
That's the only point of it.
You know what I'm finding right now, especially after hearing this conversation and back to our Shampoo episode,
Yeah.
is that anytime there has been an East meets West influence and flavor,
Yeah.
you find it janky.
Huh.
Right? Because Shampoo was the exact same thing, right? It was trying to mix two different cultures.
Well, it's hard to execute, I think, is really what that comes down to. I think I have high expectations for that being pulled off, maybe, is what it comes down to.
So you're placing your own expectations on something that doesn't necessarily
we are
deserve to be.
reviewing our opinions on shows. So yes, my expectations weigh in here, dude.
You know, putting that to the test would be interesting with something like My Hero or One Punch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is so Western.
Yeah.
Motivated. That,
But here's another one. Like, is not Attack on Titan also kind of geared towards Western audience with its pacing and the way it's made?
No, I don't
like,
think
I've
so.
always said that like more white people like Attack on Titan than any other anime. It lands in a Western. Maybe it wasn't made for, but it lands.
But I think it only landed because it was just so wild when it first came out.
You're probably
right.
right.
Like because it,
right.
the Western audience has never seen anything like that. Like naked fucking Titans, like running all like
You're
crazy.
right.
And
it was
and
like, you
whatnot.
got to see this, and then
Yeah.
white people passing DVDs back and forth under their desks in school.
But then you also
DVDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But
that's
then-
what we had when Attack on
I'm
Titan
old.
came
Sorry,
out.
go ahead, Jay.
you also have like a pseudo-European kind of medieval aesthetic as well. That like,
Yeah,
the
that's
Western,
also true.
The Western world was like a
Sure.
lot more comfortable seeing at
Are
the
we
time.
talking about Tolkien
So-
chasers again?
Well, high fantasy just in general, yeah.
Yeah.
But like there's definitely like that Eurocentric
Yeah.
bias that the Western world has. They're more comfortable with it, and
Yeah.
Attack on Titan is kind of unique by giving you that. Like even in the names, like Aaron Yeager.
Yeah,
is
the
the most
German-
German fucking name of all time.
Yeah, you're
So,
right.
like,
It is.
Well, and that's the other thing too, right? Like we've seen like World War II, like documentaries and movies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that aesthetic is all like already ingrained in our brain, right? Like they have armbands, they have like emblems, right? So, but anyway,
All right. Yet another tangent from us today. Good times. All right, you guys want to move to characters?
Sure.
yes.
Okay. So we have another team of ragtag individuals, and each one has their own little identity, and no two are the same, right? You got a huge dude, you got a tough like ambiguous girl, kind of large person. You have like a squirrely tech dude. You have a sexy girl. You have a literal child who Mikey's attracted to.
Go fuck yourself.
And then
You're a piece of shit.
and then you have a new kid, and that's like where we're that's who we are. Do you know what I mean? That's who our team is, and like honestly,
Very tropey setup.
it's all it is.
Yeah.
It is 100%. But at the same time, like you get that. You always get that, right?
I'm here for it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to rag on this when I don't rag on so many other ways, but like the whole premise and the whole
Yeah.
ragtag crew that gets set up here is very formulaic.
Well, and here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
It was formulaic, and immediately I was like, here we go again.
Yeah.
But then they subvert that. You know what I mean? And then some of the characters are very interesting, and some of them don't last that long. You know what I mean? And so, like, you know, they...
Well, nobody lasts throughout
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
some main character deaths.
Yeah. Some really
Main
big characters.
He doesn't get it. He's fucking so clueless right
No, I get it. Just my response wasn't funny.
now. Yeah, because you're not funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Respect the 2D women.
Wow. All right. I want to talk like about a lot of characters, but I don't want to spend like all our time talking about characters. So what do you guys
No.
think if we just talk about like the two top main characters and then get into the other ones in the plot?
In
as
the
we
plot?
go?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think
Okay,
this
makes
is the
sense.
thing. This anime really intertwines plot and characters.
It does, right?
So
The
so
two
we
main
can-
characters, of course, being David and Dorio, right?
Yeah. Yeah. David and Dorito.
Shut up. Don't
Who's-
talk about Main's girlfriend like that. I'll
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, she reminds me of that one girl from.
Michelle Rodriguez from Fast and the Furious. Letty.
No.
Oh,
why does it remind you of her?
kind of.
Okay, yeah.
They kind of had like a Letty, Vin Diesel,
They
Dom
did.
Toretto thing
Yeah, they
going on
kind
there.
of
a
did.
little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now I see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I
No,
got too
but
excited.
from Dohedoro?
I haven't seen that.
Oh, no,
yet.
you haven't seen that?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
well, anyways.
Yeah. But
The
you could
character.
see them just as easily like fucking as you could like beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
what you
yeah.
mean by Vin Diesel?
Or like that
Both.
happens at the same time.
At the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
They wrestle fuck.
That's right. They
Yeah, they
definitely wrestle.
totally
fuck.
wrestle fuck.
And it's hot as hell.
Yeah.
And Mikey's like,
Too old.
That's not true, you bastard! I will fuck you both.
I'm too old for you, Mikey. Okay. So let's talk about David, okay? So he also is like a big time archetype.
Yes.
Type. You know what I mean? He's the young
David
kid.
Martinez.
Yes.
Could not get over his name.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
They
he's
could
David
not have
Martinez.
picked a less cool name, dude.
David.
David.
Dude.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave.
Dave. Not even Dave.
No,
David.
David.
I'm gonna have to check with David Martinez in accounting.
Yeah.
like that's literally like
Yeah.
like the name we've got to work with.
Yeah.
here.
Hi,
It
my
might
name
as
is
well
Dave.
be William.
And I like to party.
I know for a fact you don't party. So David is like the kid who is like a little like wayward, maybe you would say. He's smart
Yeah.
as fuck, but can't afford to like follow through with his smarts.
Yeah.
Right? Then he loses fucking everything and gets thrown into crime. This is a story we've heard before. Can't think of an example, but I know this is like an
No.
archetype of a
Yeah,
character.
well, you always see like the slums kid trying to make it,
Yeah.
right? And then
He's Eminem.
Mom spaghetti.
Yeah, dude.
Or somebody obviously like who loses everything and basically like has no moral compass anymore.
Yeah, nothing
because
left
Yes.
to lose.
That one person who is guiding them morally through life is
Yeah.
now gone, right?
Yeah.
And you
Well,
see
he's-
that he's clinging to that,
But she's
and
also
then-
kind of a deadbeat
and
mom.
then but I know, but
He's
but,
not.
But
Are you
but
kidding me?
she's the one positive influence, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
when
yeah.
she starts crying in the car, he fucking
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
really gets to him.
Yeah.
And when he loses that influence, he's just like, I don't care anymore. Like
I think he was
who do
already-
I have to impress?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go full fucking
They did
delinquent.
show in the way they made her a deadbeat and in the way he's like struggling to just be in school. They show that he's already leaning towards checking out. He's already going in that direction. And then she dies and he's like, well, my path is laid out for me now. You know what I mean?
A lot of kids in that kind of circumstance, they're more at risk that way, right?
Yeah.
Like it's already kind of
Totally.
You have a lot of cards stacked against you.
Yeah, for sure.
right? So, and also the mom is not a deadbeat.
kinda is, though, dude.
No, shut the fuck up for a second.
Dude, she didn't provide for him, dude.
She is doing her best as a single mother.
She's
to
not
paramedic.
She's a paramedic.
But what else
She's
is she?
Yes, so she has to take up some other things.
Then why is he using fucking obsolete gear in school when she's literally a gear haggler?
Because
Like, she literally deals gear.
because the gear is just enough money for him to be able to go to this crazy private school.
And he's the one who's out buying the wrong gear.
Yeah,
I know,
he's
but that's what
doing
I'm
that
saying.
himself.
She could just get him the good gear. That's
She
literally
doesn't
what she
know
does.
that he's buying the wrong gear.
Yeah.
I know, but that's because she's not paying attention to his life and where
Because
he's at in
she's
life.
working as a paramedic and working multiple illegal jobs to provide for
Just
a
saying,
kid.
it's complicated. Okay? It's
Don't-
complicated.
It is complicated.
Yeah.
Therefore, she's not a fucking deadbeat.
But she's not there for him in the way he needs. She's there for him.
because she's a single mother doing her best,
I'm just
bro.
saying, dude. I'm just saying, dude.
Hey, single mothers out there, if you're not perfect, Jordy fucking hates you and thinks you're
No,
a deadbeat.
not the case, dude.
That's the verdict, people.
All right. All right.
I'm sorry, bro. You teed me up so perfectly for that one, and I just, I mean, there's no, I
We're
don't see
taking
there's.
shots in this episode.
I don't.
see how it is.
I don't.
get it.
I cannot fathom a single angle here where Gloria Martinez
Yeah.
is not a fucking saint.
Yes,
All right.
agreed.
I cannot fathom that, dude.
Agreed.
All right.
Single parents
The
just have
whole-
it hard, just in general.
Yeah.
Right. Not only do you have to provide for them, which takes up so much of their time, and especially give them a better future, their kids a better future.
Mm-hmm.
Also having to be the emotional support and raise them all at once within a day. Like it's so hard. It's hard on both sides. Because
I get
the
it,
kids
dude.
are
I know
when
it's
they-
hard. I'm saying it's complicated, okay? Because also the way she raised him led him to already be checking out before she even died. He was already leaning towards that world of crime.
And that's her fault.
well, in a way, dude.
It's not the society they grew up in.
Yeah.
the
It's
Both,
world
dude.
that they're
It's
in.
both, dude. But it's both.
Socioeconomic status
both, dude.
is a huge factor.
I agree, dude. Trust me. I agree.
It might be the biggest factor.
Okay.
Because it obviously has affected Gloria's place in life as well, right?
Yeah.
She is definitely a victim of the world that she's surrounded by.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. And so am I with my little screen. I understand.
And listen, and somehow you've landed on Katsuo's side in all of this, the guy who was ribbing David about his mother dying, saying that she didn't deserve the tech that she was laundering, that you're basically on the side of the guy
No.
that everybody wanted to die a horrible
You're
death in
misunderstanding
this.
me. I'm just saying it's complicated, dude. I'm just saying it's complicated.
But you called her a deadbeat, bro.
in a way, though, dude. In some ways, man.
Now,
She wasn't coming through for him in the way he needed, dude.
That's
like,
where I draw the line.
emotional support and
That
shit
is
like
where I
that,
draw the
dude.
line.
Okay,
Like,
maybe your definition of deadbeat is different than mine. I
sure,
guess.
okay. Maybe I was a little harsh in my wording, okay?
Jordy
A little
thinks
harsh in
deadbeat
wording.
means somebody who's trying their best.
Yeah.
Let's move on. We're getting caught in the dude. This is a fucking weedy
It's a
episode.
weedy one.
Yeah,
this is a
But you know
weedy
why?
one.
Do you know why it's a weedy one? Because like it's a socio
It's complicated.
It's a commentary
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? It really hits close to home and some real life big, huge emotional issues.
For sure.
Yes,
We're not talking
absolutely.
about nonsense for this one. We're talking about
Yeah.
real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we even take out all the anime aspects of it and we just boil it down to characters, plot, and what happens to them and society and life, this is shit that happens now. Right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, without doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyways, two other like archetypal things that happen to David is, of course, he falls in love with the sexy woman in the team, and then
Yes.
of course he goes in too deep, which we'll get into later.
She was like, see, here's the thing about Lucy. She is the perfect blend of femme fatale and manic pixie dream girl. And then you have Lucy, and they join and they marry, and then you have the perfect.
Why are you talking like that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm very, very confused right now.
Do you think Lucy's listening right now?
Yeah.
That's how you're talking.
Yeah. Lucy, if
Lucy,
you
I'm out
hear me,
here.
yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yeah,
I love you.
David's not that cool. He kind of sucks.
Deadbeat mom.
Yeah.
Piece of shit mom.
Oh, thanks, there, Jay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I loved Lucy. I thought immediately they were just like, yeah, like they designed her that way already.
Yeah, the two of them are literally like designed to be the archetypal counterparts to each other.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, anyways, and then like yeah, she falls in love with David, which also felt a little quick, but also like the whole show was a little quick. Everything was happening really fast. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But it did surprise me too, because in her line of work, like she sells him out so fast, and then real quick is like turns it around and is like, "No, this is my guy." And I'm like, "You probably had 100 guys. Like, why this guy?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
I
didn't build.
mean-
They didn't build that very well, in my opinion.
No, again, like I chalk it up to, it's a 10-episode anime, so if
Pacing
things are-
issues. That's what you're describing, right? Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, okay, fine, you get that one.
But we agree that it's the same reasons. They're
Yes,
trying to cram
yes.
a lot into 10
Yes,
episodes.
Definitely.
absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She has a cool like twist in the story in Act 2, which is interesting, but we'll get into that in plot, which I thought was interesting. But anyways, you guys want to get into plot? You have more to say on Lucy or David? Any character
Yeah.
you think is really worth a section of their own really badly? Mikey? Any children or...
You're really riding that one.
Well, I'm getting ridden too, dude, so I'm turning it around on you.
Okay, first of all, we've established she's in her 20s. Aesthetically, she is. she just happens to.
We have, Mikey, we have.
There are a lot of women out there that look very, very young.
Yeah, Mikey,
And are of age.
I promise you, regardless of what I have said or continue to say, I believe you do not love or are attracted to children.
Thank you.
I believe that deep in my heart, okay?
Jackass.
Okay, let's talk about plot. We'll do our
fuck.
best to get through it quickly, but again, there's a fucking lot. So tell me to
Yes.
stop and tell me to skip if there's something or whatever.
Yes.
Let's move this along together. So we open up on a cop murder. This like crazy bulletproof dude is like massacring a bunch of police, and they call him a cyber psycho, which I was like, oh, interesting word. I don't know what it means. To me, it just felt like a term for someone in this world who is like crazy or whatever,
Yeah.
right? And then really quickly, it turns out we're watching all this unfold as a kid watches it in VR from the perspective of the killer.
Yes.
Because he's about to get killed. He gets like shot in the face essentially and wakes up with the mask on.
Yeah.
Really cool element. That's
Yeah,
where
it's
we
like a
meet-
drug, right?
Yeah.
Like living through somebody's like lived experience
Yeah.
of death.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really morbid, but really curious.
I mean, it's interesting. I don't think many people would be able to handle that and come out of it sane.
I think I could do it.
I think you could. Specifically you. Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so David wakes up and he's talking on the phone to someone named Doc, and the way phones work in this world are kind of cool because it's like a digital telepathy, right? Like the words pop up on the screen, but their mouths don't move, but you hear their voices talking to each other.
Yeah, classic Ghost in the Shell shit.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I dig it. So we find out he lives in the slums, but he goes to this swanky academy. We already established all this. And his mom has to like get him from school because he fries everyone's gear, and she's all disappointed and pissed. She wants to provide for him. She's really upset he bought the wrong gear, which is really interesting foreshadowing, right? You don't know at the time anything about her at all, but that's some interesting foreshadowing. Then they get caught in the crossfire of like a random shooting, and they get in a car crash, and a million fucking tires fly by. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Like, why were there so many tires? One car crashed.
I think there were a lot of like wheels on the one vehicle that
There must have been.
that was in front of them. I think
It was
had,
an
like,
18-wheeler.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
it was a
funny
bunch
to
of
me. They were
wheels.
just like, zing, 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 zing. And then we think mom's dead, and then it's like, nope, she's not dead. She's in the hospital. But we find out they have like a minimal care plan. So they're like, there's only so much we can do for her. And then she dies.
Yes.
And David's at school getting bullied by some nerd with tech who like you hate. He's
Yeah,
written for
he's-
you to hate him.
Yeah, he's your classic like snobby
Yeah.
rich kid,
Yeah,
spoiled
he thinks
brat.
Glory is a deadbeat. Yeah.
He literally, yeah, he does. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Nobody else thinks that, right?
No.
I didn't say anything. dude.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about Katsuo.
Yeah. And he had that whole
What'd you call me?
Katsuo. Yeah, that's the new Krillin.
Yeah, big Katsuo energy.
Yeah.
He,
big Katsuo
he only
energy.
exists for David to get the W.
Yeah.
He exists for that
exactly.
scene where he comes back, which is what happens next. David, now that his mom's dead, he has nothing left. He goes to Doc and he goes, "Chrome me the fuck up."
Yeah. Well, David also finds the fucking
right.
spinal thing in her jacket, right?
That's right.
Which
He
is-
doesn't even know what it is. He's
yeah.
like, "Put it in me."
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
but also Katsuo doesn't just exist like for that. Like
You're right.
it's his connection into
That's right.
like the entire organization.
Yeah.
Because of Tanaka being Katsuo's father.
That's right.
And him being involved in Arasaka. Like that's literally an inline into the main part of the story. So
Yeah.
it's
True.
very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So anyways, David goes to see Doc. He wants to get like an implant, and Doc is lying on a table coming into a fleshlight.
Dude,
A robotic fleshlight.
that doc is fucking wild.
There
It's pretty
was
wild.
actually a few shots as well that there was
Like
one,
homeless people coming into the fleshlight.
There was one
Yeah.
shot of some like fat dude
He's just,
sitting
like,
on a
sitting
ledge,
on the
ledge. He's got
and it's just sucking
Not
away
even with his
at him,
hand.
dude.
It moves on its own.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but you know what? Like, as much as I was just like, all right,
You're
this
also
is-
kind of like, I want one.
this is heavy hand. No,
Oh,
ew, dude.
I mean,
No.
You just put the VR on and you're great.
yeah. Mikey
No,
and I
like-
agree on this.
As much as I was like kind of rolling my eyes at like anime just being so fucking extra
Yeah.
all the time, I'm like, as soon as that tech exists, it will be everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
It will be fucking everywhere.
In a world where homeless people can find and use tech because there's like old tech just littered
Laying
all over
around.
the place. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course
Yeah.
they're gonna find an old dirty fucking fleshlight
That's
and
what I'm
fuck
saying.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
For sure they are.
so on one hand, I was like rolling my eyes, but on the other hand, I was like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
checks out.
There you go.
But do you know what I also really appreciated about Doc, though?
What's that?
Is that he reminded me of Doc from Back to the Future, but like grim and dark.
In the dub, he has like a Jamaican accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's an odd choice.
Yeah, it was a little odd. I'll be honest with you.
To me,
odd.
he reminded me a little bit of the Greenpeace guy in Ace Ventura that he goes and visits. New England clam chowder.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
the
yeah.
red or the white?
I always get this wrong.
Yeah, that guy who he goes in,
Yeah.
who's like tracking the whales.
Yeah.
Very big
Okay.
Doc vibes.
I can see Doc, yeah.
Yeah.
Strange, but okay.
I know it's a weird one. It
Yeah.
triggered something in my brain.
I'm here
Yeah.
for it. I'm here for it.
We're here for it.
Just telling you.
Okay, so he gets the implant, and we find out it's the implant of the guy he was watching in his VR thing, and
Yeah.
now he has the crazy trail thing where he can slow down time and move fast, and it looks cool. So he's on the train on his way home, and he's bleeding. His like coat's all covered in blood, which
Yeah.
is cool because it really it really highlights the fact that he got a black market implant.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no doctors putting that in his body.
Yeah, there's no like real like
Yeah.
that shit should be infected.
Not to mention the scene when it's getting put in his body is crazy because they're zooming in on his face and he's like, he's
Yeah.
like drooling and bleeding and shit all over the place.
Yeah, because he's not under any kind of local anesthetic,
No.
right? Like
He's
Costs
just
money,
hurting.
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it costs money.
Yeah.
right. Like
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
His deadbeat mom didn't provide him with any, so you know.
You shut the fuck up about Gloria.
Hey, now I'm just leaning in now.
Kill you, bro.
So David's on the train and he meets this hot chick and she's stealing people's chips. Quick. And immediately they're working together.
Yeah,
Like no questions asked. They're like, we should work together. I'm like, okay. And we find out she's kind of like a Robin Hood. She only steals from rich dickheads. And he's like, okay, I'm down for that. And then they rob the whole train car. And then we find out really quickly that he's not taking the immunoblockers. He doesn't even know what that is. And he passes out and wakes up and turns out she like kidnapped him.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
And she's selling him out to these thugs who are like, that thing in your body is supposed to be mine. So
Yeah.
I'm going to get it or you're going to give me money, basically.
Yeah. And this is also a really important part because this is when they find out that he is actually a little special because he has a high resistance and tolerance to
Yeah.
to the
Because they
tech.
say, like, how many times did you use that thing?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of impressive, right?
He should be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever explain why he has that kind of high resistance or he just does. He's
just
like a
does.
Neo. He's the chosen one or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not like a medical thing or some reason.
He's the MC. That's it.
Yeah, that's basically it. Which, not my favorite, but whatever. I can get past it. Then pretty quickly they find out that, you know, because he found it in his house, they're like, why did you have that? Who are you? They find out who his mom is. And they're like, oh, your mom deals like tech to all of us. She's like a underground tech mogul.
Yeah, she was supposed to deliver that spine
Yeah.
thing
to
to me.
Maine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, she gets it all off of the people that end up dying that she ends up
Yeah.
taking it off as a paramedic, right?
Exactly, yeah. And then because they respect her, they're like, well, we're not just going to murder you and take it off your body. So, like, I guess you can prove yourself. You know what I mean? And, like, if you do well, like, fine, I guess you can have it. But when you die, I'm taking it. That's
Yeah.
what Maine says to him.
But the other thing too is that he had that kind of attitude that he liked. It was that typical like,
Yeah.
okay, I like you. I
Well,
like you,
because he's
kid.
already checked out of life. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? He's literally one of them.
Nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's key.
Um,
I liked Maine. I mean, right off the get go, like, you know, like he says condolences, like when he finds out that his mother's dead. Like,
Yeah.
you finally get a response out of somebody in
Yeah.
this world because, you know, we kind of glossed over it, but you know, the fucking way my heart just like shattered when he goes to the fucking crematorium.
Yeah.
And
yes.
his mother comes out in a canister, like
yeah.
a fucking
Oh,
can
yeah.
of, like a
Yeah.
can of pop in a vending machine.
Yeah,
dude.
and he carries her around like
and he just by himself in
just
a suit.
emotionless, not even sulking,
There
dead.
is nobody around him.
Yeah.
He's walking around in a suit alone with
Yeah.
a can.
Yeah.
And I was just like, good fucking God,
Yeah.
where are we headed?
Yeah.
And Maine kind of becomes, not even just in this scene, but like a couple scenes, he kind of becomes this father figure.
100%.
Oh, absolutely.
And the thing is again, in 10 episodes, it's quick. They don't have time to develop it really well, but you see it. You know what I mean? They give it to you in a way that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they go on their first mission, or they send David rather on the first mission, and it goes really poorly. He's supposed to steal the data from this car, and he can't get it, and they lock him in the car, and she's like, drive, and he's like, I've never driven before, and he fucking crashes the car. It's like it's a fucking nightmare.
So one thing I loved about that whole sequence is, and this they did this a few times where this was definitely one of the areas where it felt tied into the video game.
Okay, is there
Because
driving scenes and shit like that?
Well,
Yeah.
the video game it's like Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
but in a cyberpunk city.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So like
okay.
him getting in the car and like crashing and
Yeah.
then crashing, or
and the guy trying to let me in my
Yeah,
car. Yeah,
exactly, or
yeah.
like when he like jumps the median
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
car
Yeah.
and like lands and stuff. Like all of the car physics in that driving scene felt
Was
so
video game
GTA.
physics? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
like,
very
I
much
never
so.
played the Cyberpunk game, but I
Yeah.
imagine people were watching that being like, that was what it was like the first time I drove in that game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, it tracks for his character, right?
For sure.
he doesn't know how to drive.
He doesn't know how to drive.
He's gonna fuck that
He's
up
a
for sure.
17-year-old kid.
He also
Yeah.
doesn't know how to like perform a heist,
Yeah. It's first time.
so he's gonna fuck that up too.
He's just
And he
listening.
does. Yeah. During this all, we also meet this guy Faraday,
Yeah.
who has like 4 eyes, 3 on one side, and you turn out he's the guy who like gives them their jobs.
Yeah.
he's not the boss, but he's like he
He's
hires
the,
them. I
yeah,
guess.
he's
right?
the middleman.
Yeah, exactly. After this first job, we get like a montage of a few things going on. So like, and all this montage is serving to do is show David's commitment to the job and to the team. And again, when you only have 10 episodes, you got to throw a montage in there. It's just what you got to do. So Lucy and David are like running and dating.
Kinda.
It looks like they're starting to date. Anyways, there's
No,
also
so the running is also. I think this is what you're talking about. Is the training?
yeah,
he has
yeah,
to
they're
train.
training.
Yeah, and then that's when they start developing feelings for one another.
And Maine keeps asking him, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't, maybe she just doesn't like me. I guess." It's like
Well, it's
weird,
very
like,
clear David likes her,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you're not 100% sure on her feelings.
She's
David's
opening up
unsure.
to him. She's opening up a little bit,
But
but
there's
she's
not
also
that
kind
trust
of
yet.
she's kind of like closed
Yeah.
off. She's that type of person who's like, "Fuck everybody."
And you realize even right up until like they do connect that David always had this apprehension after that first betrayal.
yeah.
Yes,
He never really fully let that go for a while as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
but
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
also
Part of
hung
that
up on the fact that she took him to the moon for the first time, like virtually,
Yeah.
right? She's never done that, and she even
Yeah.
says like, I've never actually done that for anyone.
Which is why I think he was able to let go of the betrayal a little bit because like, she's definitely opening up to me. There's something here.
Yeah.
Right. So we also get various heists. We also get Maine giving David a gun, and they have a little heart to heart. And he's like, "Listen, you can't not have a gun."
Yeah.
Right? He's like, "You gotta have a gun." So he's like, "Okay, fine." And there's a big deal about that later because he doesn't want to shoot the gun. And there's a scene in which he does, and gets him into trouble. And then there's like a random gratuitous naked shower workout for David, which is like, okay, I guess.
Super quick tangent, but I would fucking kill myself if I didn't bring this up.
Go.
But like earlier on when he ends up when he puts the spine implant in and he goes back to school
Yeah.
to fight the Katsuo
Oh
guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Like, and he fucking like fucks
Fucks
the dude
that guy
up.
up, yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
did you guys get the fucking Baki from Katsuo?
No, did he kiss the fist or something?
No, the nerd, like the piece of shit guy who was chirping him for his mom,
Yeah.
was like,
No, I didn't get
the
Bucky.
whole time.
I thought that was a reference to Bruce Lee.
Well, and so
Baki-
was
Baki
Baki,
is-
was
yeah,
a
Baki
reference to
also
Bruce
Bruce
Lee,
Lee
but like
too.
this, like it felt very on the nose to
Yeah.
Baki in particular.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the way that he was doing like
Yeah.
the combat, like I thought
Yeah.
for sure like that had to be a Baki nod.
Could be.
Could
I
be,
believe
yeah,
it.
I believe
I
it.
like
Okay,
that.
sure.
I like thinking that it is.
Okay, cool.
So we'll allow
Anyways,
it.
if anybody else out there thought that was a Baki nod, then like fucking what up?
Yeah.
yeah, and also the whole kung fu thing that he did was like
Hilarious.
Yeah, I mean that
But,
was
like,
that was a total Matrix thing, right?
it
Like,
was-
I know kung fu.
Exactly. To
Yeah,
me, it was
totally.
hilarious, but not in a way that made me laugh. It was like a,
yeah, like scoff
come
at.
on, guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
scoff.
scoff at.
I scoffed at it.
Yeah.
I scoffed at it. Guys.
Anyways, sorry to rewind like that,
That's all
but
right. No,
I
that
just-
was worth
that was a
mentioning.
nod to another one.
Okay, so the team is like celebrating some victory at the end of this montage, and they're walking down the street arm in arm, like, we did it, and they see this cyber psycho, this vampire guy, guy,
pissing
and
on
he's
the
pissing
barrel.
off the edge of a fucking thing, and they're like, guy, we live here, don't piss here. And the tech guy, who is Rebecca's brother, goes right up to him and is like, dude, don't fucking piss here. And this guy's eye is glitching in a weird way. The glitch shit is really fucking cool. I'll give you that. Like, that was like a
good way
an element that I was really impressed with.
Yeah.
Consistency.
So it's like, so you're okay with that, but not okay with like the whole fucking body nervous system going off.
Yeah, exactly. Because it randomly just went to 3D and showed me the anatomy of the inside of their body for no reason. It's not part of the show. It's just a thing they gave to me.
Yeah, but the glitch also serves the same purpose.
But the glitch, I guess, are they not all seeing the guy's glitch? The guy glitch?
No.
That's just the guy seeing the glitch?
The glitch is just to show the audience that this guy is glitching out and is a cyber psycho or about to like go cyber psycho.
I took it as the glitch. Everyone can see the glitch. That's how they know he's a cyber psycho.
No, they know he's a cyber psycho because he fucking goes ballistic.
But even before.
Move on.
I don't know. Okay, fine.
Anyway, this vampire murders that fucking guy real quickly. He literally just blows his head off with a gun. Mm-hmm. And the team goes nuts, specifically Rebecca, who at this time, I didn't know that they were brother-sister. Mm-hmm. I guess, I don't know if that was already something everyone knew or just I missed it, but she goes fucking nuts.
It comes up briefly, I think.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's shooting, whatever. And he's hard to kill, but eventually they get him. David gets him with the gun. Yeah. And it's a big deal for him to have shot the gun, but he still doesn't die. And then Maine comes in with a head punch and takes this guy out. Throughout all this, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, the brother sister thing did come up quite a bit prevalently because he gets the hands, the new tech hands when Dave goes and delivers them.
Right. All right, and they're living together.
They're living
I didn't
together.
realize brother sister. I thought they were just team members hanging out, but
No.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, we get a Lucy David kiss for the first time. And it's kind of funny because they're both trying to protect each other. It's like kind of precious.
Well, you know what it is? I think it's trauma bonding.
Yeah.
It's totally trauma bonding.
Sure, I believe it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they like, you find out later, they both have histories with Arasaka and
Yeah.
shit like that. Anyways,
Well, she definitely does.
yeah, that's right. Okay, so the next job they go on, this guy, the Mark they're trying to get, has like an EMP and fucks them all up and kidnaps David and frames him for a crazy massacre. David actually that like kills 2 cops in self-defense and then like runs out in the street and kills another one and then like decapitates some guy and then you realize, fuck, it's a simulation and they got me. They got me.
Yeah.
They got me hard.
Made me
They
so
got you
mad.
so good.
They got me so hard, those sons of bitches. But it was a cool scene to watch.
Yes.
And I actually kind of wish that's how the show went. I was like, whoa, this show is going crazy. And then it went less crazy.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Kinda.
To me, it almost felt like if they were like gave a bit more control to Trigger.
Yeah. You would have got a show like that.
That's what you would have got.
You would've got-
probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, the fucking show is crazy already.
It's pretty crazy.
Sure, yeah.
And it gets crazier. At this point, it wasn't quite that
Yeah.
crazy yet. But anyways, we find out the guy who kidnapped him is actually some sort of like tech collector / historian. Like he knows about the like lineage of all the main pieces of tech or whatever. And what he's actually trying to do is sell them all out to the Arasaka guy, right? Because we don't know this yet, but Lucy is also, they want him, but we had found out earlier that they want David because they have realized that he has the ability to integrate tech at a higher level than other people do.
Yes. Yep.
So they want him. So Tanaka shows up and he's like, realizes he's being ambushed and he's like, oh yeah, fuck all you guys. And he shoots needles out of his body. And like the only person who dies is the like piece of shit who tried to kidnap him in the first place.
Yeah.
And then they beat up Tanaka and kidnap him, basically. That's the end of that scene. And at this point, we're back at like their lair or whatever the fuck, where they hang out in this apartment building. And Maine is like starting to go cyber psycho.
Yes.
And they have Tanaka all tied up, and Kiwi is like net diving
Yes.
into his mind because they think that, or not in his mind, but his network, I guess.
his network.
Right? Okay. Because it's like some Inception shit. They're trying to get secrets out of him.
Well, yeah, because they're
his
all
mind.
chipped and like they have all the secrets and all the memories. You can download them.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah. Everybody's got like a secondary like world plane.
Yeah,
that
and it's
they-
all like pixelated. It's weird looking.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
really like that either, personally.
But I mean, it
I
is
know
a
you
nice
liked it,
way-
Mikey.
It's even. I don't say I didn't like it or
Okay.
I liked it. It did its job, and I think
agree.
it did a good job of saying that you're not in the real world anymore.
I agree with that. It did need to be juxtaposed
Yeah.
with the real world. it just didn't like it was jarring. It was jarring to. I was like, oh, it's weird now.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're all naked, right? Like,
Yeah, that's not even what bothered me. It was the pixelated images of them. It's the classic, like, I'm hacking now, and you're zooming through, like, you know what I mean? Like towers of data moving. It's like, that's not how any of that works.
did you felt like it was a Tron movie?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
Those are tropes that some people want in their sci-fi.
Yeah.
Though. Like they expect it. That's what they come for.
I almost never want tropes.
right.
That's just me, though.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
So we already established Maine's starting to go cyber psycho, and he gets a little weird, and he, like, something bothers him about Kiwi, and he, like, fucks her up. Like, he
Yes.
pulls her out of the bath and, like, punches her face really hard, and it fucks the whole thing up, and everyone's freaking out, and he runs out, and Dorio chases after him, and David and Lucy, I guess, show up, and they're like, well, we got to go in.
Yeah.
And so Lucy then is now in there trying to find whatever the secrets are. And David is supposed to, I guess, like keep watch or whatever and make sure Tanaka, you know, is
Yeah, it doesn't
protected.
come out or like doesn't wake
Yeah.
up, but then he wakes
But
up
then
anyway.
he wakes up
Yeah.
and he starts sweet talking him.
Yes.
I can give you the life your mom always wanted for you. Dude, like, why are you doing this? Like, I literally came there to save you. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
What? And she is inside basically being like, what the fuck's going on in here? And then she finds this file on him. She finds out all the information that Tanaka's telling him. We want you. We know you're strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're going to get you, basically. You know what I mean? Essentially. And she also finds out that whatever they were looking for isn't there.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was pointless anyways.
Yeah. It was a bust. Bust from the start.
Yeah. So anyways,
Misinformation.
she comes out, and then we kind of like move away from the Arasaka and fucking Tanaka situation for a little while because Main is losing his fucking mind, dude.
Yes.
And
Well, you get this is a nice little way of like you seeing like his background, right? Like
yeah,
his
because he was like a
backstory.
sports kind of runner, promising athlete
Yeah.
kind of guy.
Yeah, and his life got all fucked up.
Exactly.
So he starts hallucinating.
Kind of like someone else we know. Because that's David's life, right? He's a promising
Yes.
young student or whatever, and his life also gets fucked up.
But
Yeah.
yet
Like,
that
they mirror
he
each other.
They mirror each other. That's
Yeah.
exactly why he looks up to him as a father figure or
Yeah.
mentor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, he goes crazy. He kills Dorio, kills a ton of cops, losing his mind. Max Tac team shows up, which was another, like, that's like the police, but like,
That's SWAT.
yeah, exactly.
The Dorio death was pretty fucking hard.
It was intense,
hardcore.
man. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
that was the
was
first time you
scary.
saw someone like I mean, his mom, of course, but like now we're in the team. That's the first time you realize, like, oh, none of these people are sacred. They're all
Yeah.
at risk here.
And, like Dorio too, like was just trying to like calm Main down
The
and
whole
like,
time.
protect Main.
Yeah.
And then Main just like cap in
Yeah,
the head,
dude.
just bomb, 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 bomb.
She abandoned the
Multiple
job.
shots.
She abandoned the job to go out
Fucking
to kind of help
crazy.
him.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, imagine taking some drugs and then you're all fucked up and thinking everybody's out to get you. You're
Yeah.
hallucinating.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you wake up in like this lucid moment. You find out, oh, I just killed my wife.
Yeah.
Right, my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that fucks you up even more.
Yeah.
And then you go back into that psychosis.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's a total fuck show.
Dude, at one point the cops run in and he's like semi-lucid for a second. And he looks at them. He goes, "Did I make this mess?"
Yeah.
And then he kills them all.
Everybody.
Yeah, but he's so calm about it for a second there, you know, because I think there's a part of him that realizes what's happening.
Yeah,
when
sure.
he's lucid for a minute there. Anyways, David comes in and wants to help, but it's not happening, and so Main gets dead, and David runs in and grabs his arm and runs out of there, which was kind of funny because they agreed on that.
Yeah, they
he's
did.
allowed to take the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he goes in to protect him, right? And you see that
Yeah.
moment of David, like, no, I'm gonna stay here. I gotta
Yeah.
protect you. Like,
It's his
and
father, dude.
Yeah, it's his father, right?
Yeah, or friend or older brother, who cares? It's
Whatever,
like, there's
right?
there's
It's
an
at some
emotional
point-
attachment.
Yeah.
And that's the end of Act 1, as I'll say. When Main dies, that's the end of Act 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
because
there's a time skip.
We time skip, not too much, but a little bit. David's jacked now.
Yeah.
They're still heisting. He's the leader now
Yeah.
of the team. There's some new guys. There's like a David fanboy who dies immediately.
Which I thought was great.
Yeah,
Because I was like, man, this character's going to be a little annoying. And the fact that they killed him off right away, I was like,
And the fact that
perfect.
they made it kind of funny after the like real emotional deaths we just got,
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
yeah.
well done.
We can laugh about some of the deaths.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we find out that Lucy quit when the shit with Maine went down, but she's like kind of squirrely and won't explain why or what she's feeling or what's happening because
she
nobody
is-
knows
Yeah.
about the file she found and what she's secretly doing.
Yes.
Right?
But that's the one thing I just didn't understand about Lucy. Like, if she just explained that to everybody, being like, they're going to come and get you. I don't want this to happen, so I am going to do this. It's not like they wouldn't let her do it.
They would sell him out. She's the only one who loves him.
Yes.
The rest of them would be like, fuck this guy. If Arasaka's got a tracker on him and is after him all the time, we can't be associated with this guy.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like, at least if she told David.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, why didn't she tell David?
I said that's the only part in this whole thing where I was just like,
Interesting.
That's just like, why keep it a secret? Like, what are you really protecting him from? Like, are you even that knowledge? Like, he knows people are gonna fucking come for him.
Also, he's stronger than she is at this point too, right?
Yeah.
So like, why can't they just
He's
work
fucking
together?
Jacked.
Yeah, dude.
His entire body, he got upgrades, legs, arms, everything.
Tons of tech.
Chromed the fuck
He got
up.
chromed the fuck up.
Fuck
I mean, he's literally the new main. Like the mirroring continues, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So we see Lucy basically like randomly kill a dude, and that's when you find out she's hunting down Arasaka operatives who are after him, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. There's a lot of shit happens like real quick and fast here, right? Because Lucy goes in to kill a guy and she gets zapped, and we find out that Kiwi and Faraday like planned this whole like,
Kiwi betrays the fuck out of the
hard,
group.
man. For money? I can't remember what she betrayed for. For money.
For money.
Fuck
for,
her,
for
dude.
like
Safety.
a cushy life.
Yeah.
And she even says it too, like it's foreshadowed when she's told Lucy, like, you know, I brought her into the group, you know, don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
wow,
it
I
was-
didn't even catch that foreshadowing.
Yeah, right?
Sick.
Yeah.
But fuck you, Kiwi.
Yeah, fuck her, dude.
Yeah. But at the same time,
Well,
she tries to redeem
There's
herself.
a bit of a redemption arc in
like,
there.
A whack one,
yeah,
dude.
a whack one. Because she's on her deathbed,
Fuck,
and just
they're gonna get me.
The guilt just took over.
It was guilt.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey,
100%.
she could have not. She could have just not done that.
She could have.
Yeah.
Still.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Her, dude.
Yeah.
Forever.
Team Kiwi, what's up?
All right. So yeah, there's this big fucking situation out in the desert or whatever where they like the sellout is supposed to happen because she's already got Lucy, but David, they send him on a mission, and then Faraday's like company shows up. And fucking Arasaka's there too, and there's this cyber skeleton, and fucking how does it even go down? They like basically use Lucy's voice to convince him, right? They have like her all hacked up,
Yeah,
Yes.
Faraday literally like
Hacks her voice
pretends
box.
to be her.
and
yeah.
she's like, "Get in the thing." And he's like, all right. And he gets in the thing, and then immediately she breaks free, and she's like, don't get in the thing.
Yeah.
But he's
They
in it.
hacked me. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm already in here. And not
Exactly.
to mention, he's already on the edge of fucking going cyber psycho, and he's
You
on
start to
these
see it.
military
Yeah.
grade fucking immune suppressants. Like,
And as soon as he gets in the cyber skeleton, he goes deep, dude.
yeah.
It's crazy. And that's a trippy ass scene because it's not just his eye glitching, his whole fucking body and head is glitching like crazy.
And not to mention, like, yeah, it's just his torso now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, his legs are gone, his arms are gone.
The skeleton
Yes.
is his entire body. And it's continually injecting him with immunoblockers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, dude.
It's bonkers, dude.
Yeah.
So much going on all at once.
And this was a ploy. Faraday set this up.
Yeah.
This is what Faraday wanted to happen because he wants David to take out Militech.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Arasaka wants it to happen because it's their tech and they want it tested
Yeah.
Yes.
on him with his skill. So
That's
like
right.
everyone's trying to get their own shit to happen. Everyone thinks they're winning and it's like you're all losing.
Yeah.
Because David's like, I'm gonna kill you all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, it's my skeleton now, motherfuckers.
Well, because they think that Militech is going to be able to, like, at least suppress him enough so that they can go in and collect him afterwards.
Yeah,
Right? But
yeah.
he's just way too strong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
of course, something we sort of know, and something that like Lucy knows as well, is that like this is the end for David. Essentially, this puts a hard end point on his life. This
Yeah.
will kill him.
Yeah.
he will die.
Yeah.
And this is him resolving himself that like that's okay with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll die.
And there's a little bit of delusion between him and Lucy. She's like, no, you're going to be fine. She keeps telling him that, right? And she's helping him.
telling
but like,
herself that.
They know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They know what's
But and
happening.
this is what I love about anime, because if it was a Western comic
Yeah.
or a Western cartoon, he wouldn't have died. They would have figured out a way. Oh, you know, we took him out of the skeleton. We were
Yeah.
able to salvage his body.
Could be.
and stuff. And like the fact that they did actually MC kill him.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, I liked that as a twist. I mean, we'll get there, but the fact that like pretty much everyone dies was like very satisfying as an
Yes.
ending to the show.
The
But we're
only
ahead
thing
of
is
ourselves.
they shouldn't have killed Rebecca. I think and listen to me, not because like
Why, Mikey?
No, shut. I know what you're thinking. Because she has gone through so much already by losing her brother.
Yeah.
I think, and like being also having unrequited love towards David, because you could tell
yeah.
like she loves David
For sure, yeah,
right.
yeah.
And having all of that compounded on her, it would have been nice to at least give her, some relief in the fact that she survives.
You just kind of love her a little bit.
You just want the good things to happen to her.
See, and I'm a little bit of a Mikey here because when she died, that was one of the best moments in the show for me, dude. Not because I hated her, but it was like
no, because you want to see my face.
The impact, right?
it was the impact.
No
dude.
pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. But it was like it was one of the moments I just could not have foreseen coming because of all the things you're saying. They subverted the expectations of what you thought was going to happen to her, and I loved it. Anyways, we're way ahead of ourselves.
I was going to say we definitely jumped
We're
way
way ahead of
ourselves.
Sorry. Okay, so at one point they're all talking about David losing his fucking mind, and they say something along the lines of like, Lucy's the only one who can bring him back. And I'm like, how? The power of love? I'm starting to get mad, okay?
Yeah, but for real,
Hold on, though.
that
Hold
is the
on.
question.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we meet a new supervillain now. Episode like 9 or
Hold on.
10,
Oh,
maybe?
no. He gets introduced, but like he's not.
They talk about him
Yes.
early on because they're all scared of him as this like legendary killer.
Yes.
Adam Smasher, dude.
Yeah. You like that, eh?
Now that's a name, bro.
Yeah.
He
Move
also,
over David Martinez.
Yeah.
We got Adam
Adam Smasher.
Smasher. Dude, come on.
and he's like all
Smash.
he's all machine basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He
like
was the
super
ori-
stoic. He
and
was supposed to get the skeleton.
The
but-
original,
Yeah.
and they allude to something that up until your field test,
Yeah.
you were supposed to get it, which means that when he did have it for
It
the
didn't
field
go well or
test,
something.
it did not go well.
Yeah. So he also has a Sandy, but you don't realize it right away because
Right.
David, you think it like has the edge on him, and they're basically like killing everyone, fucking
Yeah.
everything up. And David at one point runs in because he's mad they're going to kill Faraday, and he's like, "No, I want to kill him." And he gets involved in the middle, and they're fucking everything up. And he grabs Lucy, and they're like flying around Night City, and he's got her like huddled in his metal, and they're having this cute little heart to heart. Meanwhile, everything is exploding around them, dude.
Yeah.
They're doing the classic fall from the sky.
They are, dude!
In each other's arms.
Dude, it's the end of your name, but somehow in this show,
and weathering with you.
dude,
And yeah,
it's dude falls in love with magical girl, and they fall from the sky. Even
and
the music,
bubble
man.
and bubble.
And Bubble, and Bubble
Yeah,
too.
dude.
Yeah, dude.
They did it.
And in the end,
Actually, and even Redline, they did
dude,
that.
yeah,
dude,
they do.
dude, that killed me, man. That killed me
Dude.
so much,
It's
man.
man. That's what I'm saying, dude. How are you gonna
Yeah.
tell me this doesn't feel like anime, like it's Japanese?
Yeah.
Dude?
But again, heavy-handed because I was like, "Come on!" When they're falling from the sky, dude.
Yeah, but like you kind
you
of
want
smile through it.
Yeah, you want it.
I laughed at it.
You want
Eh.
it. You want it.
I think the show would have been better if they didn't. But I thought it was funny that they did. But that's just my opinion.
I liked it.
It's the trope that I never
music
wanted.
even cut in
The
there.
music cut in, dude. Yeah, so funny, dude. I was like, they went from a dystopian sci-fi to a magical girl
Yeah, but
in 1 minute,
I
right?
love anime.
Anyways,
Fucking right.
after Lucy is able to save him with the power of love because he pops out of cyber psychosis because she loves him.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But here's the thing, like when you have somebody familiar in any anime story or even in real life,
Yeah.
you have a person that anchors you to reality, right?
All right.
Grounds you,
True. All right.
Like
Yeah.
there's just always going to be somebody that you're attached to that will be able to help you do that.
Like
Still
you,
fuck
like
off
you,
with
like
that
you
power of
guys.
love shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys
yeah,
for
yeah.
each other.
yeah, exactly.
Like if I'm like really losing it, dude, and they're like, there's only one guy who can save him, and it's Mikey, and Mikey's like, dude. Accept it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm back.
Okay,
You
yes,
saved me.
That's all I
exactly.
needed.
That's all I needed.
So to me, that is a very acceptable way to be brought back because he knows, okay, I only have one canister left of this neuro fucking suppressant.
Yeah.
And I'm about to go in, do the
Pretty
deed.
much. Well, right before this happens, Adam Smasher does smash Faraday and then smashes Rebecca out of nowhere right after she has like kind of a cute moment with Lucy, which is interesting because like you pointed out, she kind of loves David and kind of hated Lucy. And after all this shit went down and Lucy saved David, she kind of gives her kind of like a, you're all right, kid kind of thing, which is
Yeah.
funny coming from a child. And then she gets literally crushed.
Yeah.
Just smushed. Smushed.
Smushed.
I was like, what the fuck? And
Yeah.
then like they literally show her mangled corpse in the rubble.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my
I know.
god,
Yeah.
they really did it.
And Kiwi's watching it happen, and she runs off, and her and Falco, I guess, escape. Sorry, her and it's Lucy, not Kiwi.
Yeah.
Kiwi
Lucy.
should have been fucking smushed.
She got shot in the head.
No,
we
well, she
assume.
got shot and then she was driving or running away and then
died.
she died.
She did.
But like,
Yeah.
but
She
she
did.
deserved
She should've
a
got
much
smushed.
more cruel death.
Well, they all died in the end, except Lucy and this guy named Falco, who literally he just drives.
Yeah,
That's
And
all he
looks
does.
cool as fuck
Yeah.
with
I
his
mean-
mustache and his 80s
I mean,
haircut.
I don't know.
he's
but
the
cool as
Alfred of
fuck.
the group, really.
Yeah, and he just comes in Act 2, and he's like, "I drive."
Yeah.
And they drive away,
Yeah.
and they have all the money. Basically, that's the end of it. And then David is like getting smashed up hard, and we get a montage of all his past thumbs ups.
Yeah,
Like a bunch of thumbs up, and then I guess does he die and Adam Smasher lives?
Yes.
Is that kind of the
Yes.
idea?
Yeah.
And the last thing at the end of the show is Lucy makes it to the moon, which was her dream all along.
yeah. Well,
She gets there.
You forget the whole part where you got to go to the moon. You got to get there.
we
and
didn't really get into it, but that's like her dream the whole
Yes.
time, and that's all. That's all David wants for her. He's like, I just
Yes.
want you to get your dream. That's why he sacrifices himself in the end. He's
Yes.
like, I got nothing. You at least have a dream.
Before their
Yes.
first kiss, he promises her he'll get her there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she gets there.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
think it was very poetic, serendipitous.
I was
don't
going to
know.
say anticlimactic.
Go fuck yourself.
It was a bit sappy.
It was a
But-
little on the depressing side, I felt. It
But
was-
I love that because it's like
I knew you would.
Yeah.
What didn't you love?
I legit
Yeah.
knew you would. As soon as I saw that ending, I'm like, they killed off the main character. Mikey's gonna be like, yeah. I like when they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at how sad she is now.
Yeah, that's
she- no,
real.
Yeah.
But it's not just
I'm
it's
so
just-
hard.
But it's not just she's sad, but it's just there's closure. It's
It wraps it up in a neat little package. She's the only
No,
one left
it's-
you care about.
what was it called? It's like bittersweet.
Okay.
The bittersweet.
Yeah.
I love bittersweet endings sometimes because that to me just kind of stems from real life perseverance kind of shit.
I can
right?
vibe with that.
Right.
I can
so,
vibe with that.
So the fact that everybody else died and you're the sole survivor, and she's probably going to be dealing with a lot of like survivor's guilt after this, right? And the fact that she did get to make it, and she does have to learn how to eventually probably live with herself and live her life, because otherwise, everything else would have been a fucking
A waste.
Waste.
Why did it all happen?
Yeah.
Why did David die?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I just die
So she has to live for everybody
forever.
and that just makes her character so much more complex and much more. There's much more depth there.
Yeah. I like the concept
it
of
was a
bittersweet in
choice.
the ending.
It was a
I don't
choice.
mind that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a choice that I think it's gonna hit some people as being like, yeah, that's fucking real and raw, and I like that, and then heads up, it might depress the shit out of you guys because you see her on the fucking moon and she's still sad
And
Yeah.
alone.
She's still seeing David.
It's
She's still
literally- yeah.
wishing that he was there.
Yeah. Mhm.
She's not really happy.
No.
Like,
No.
yeah, she accomplished her dream, but she's like, it's not a happy ending for anyone.
It's missing out the part of the dream where she's not alone. Because
Yeah.
when they go to the moon together and they have such a good time, they're there together. And
Yes.
that's like when David's like, I'm going to get you there, he means with him.
That's and exactly, and that's the emotional core of the story is them finding the moon in each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's- but like
yeah.
that's what it should have been.
And they found it.
Instead, yeah, she gets to go to the moon, but it's the most depressing visit to
Yeah.
a moon since Futurama.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're whalers on the moon. We carry a harpoon.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though. Because sometimes life is like that.
Life do be
And
like that.
and I get that.
right.
Like, and I'm saying
And-
that was a choice, and that was
Yes.
obviously the choice they were making. And some
Yeah.
people are going to be like, "Fuck yeah, that's real,"
Yeah.
like me.
Yeah.
But then there's going to be other people that are like, "I'm sad now.
Yeah.
Why did they do that?"
Yeah.
Like me.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I really liked this, and then the ending was like a bummer, man.
Yeah.
It was a bummer.
I am more in that camp with Mikey on this one, actually, because
Okay.
emotions make me feel good. When I'm watching a show and they make me feel things, even if it's sadness, I'm like, well done.
Yeah.
But weren't
I'll
there
clap
other
for sadness.
emotions that could have made you feel that would have been nice? Other
I
than
also
the
liked
one they
that
gave
David
you?
died, though. I like that
Yeah.
he died. So sadness was really the only option.
You know what I find? It's like
know what I mean?
Everything and Nothing All at Once, or what was that movie called?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Everywhere All at
Yeah.
Once.
Great movie.
Great movie,
Yeah.
right? But it's the ability for a director to get you to go through all of this emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
Right? Highs and laughing and then lows and feelings.
Yeah.
Right? And being able to do that with such taste and ease
Yeah.
makes a really good show or movie. Right?
I don't think this show did that.
I think it did.
To be honest with you,
Well,
I like
maybe-
that the
maybe-
ending made me feel feelings, but I do think the pacing was janky.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you know what I mean?
But I mean, obviously, there's different degrees of that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But they made me feel something. Is
It
the
made
point
you
we're
feel
making.
something. Yeah, because here's the thing. I think it's like music, right? There's only two kinds of music. I can't remember where this quote was from, but
I told you this.
was it?
If it's not jazz or classical, it's pop music.
No.
Yeah, because it's all verse, chorus, verse with different sounds.
No. That's you're totally off the mark.
Well, we'll talk about that later
Yeah.
on our music podcast.
Yeah.
Jay's done. Jay is done,
Yeah.
man.
No,
Tell me about
there's-
two kinds of music.
There's the two kinds of music. There's good and bad. That's it, and everything else is subjective, right? The whole idea is that if it's good if it makes you feel something. It's bad if it doesn't do anything.
But isn't that also subjective?
But that's what I'm saying. It's bad because like it doesn't matter what you like or
Yeah.
what kind of genre. But if it's even within the genre,
Yeah.
if it's like you like country music, which
I get what you're trying to say.
Like
If it made a person feel, it's good in that scenario.
Yes.
If it didn't make you feel, it's bad in that scenario.
yes,
So the good and bad is subjective in itself.
yes.
I get what you're saying. So for me, it was good. For Jay, it was bad. No, it did make you feel.
What are we talking about?
I don't know anymore, dude.
Jay's just checked
I
out.
don't know anymore, man. I'm having cyberpsychosis.
Yeah, this is a long one. Okay. Jordy, what do you rate this, man?
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Wow, really a 7? I thought you would have given it a bit more than that.
Well, the pacing really bugged me. I'll be honest with you. I mean, for a love story that ended this big, I mean, they could have given me more of that. And like, I think, like I said, Act 2 had a lot going on. There was just a lot going on for 10 episodes, way too much. And so nothing was really fleshed out to the way that it could have been. You know what I mean? That's the main thing.
What about you, Jay?
7.5 for me.
7.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
that's right.
Most of that's coming
Yeah.
from the art. Some of the characters, some of the story stuff was really touching, but I agree. Pacing was a little weird. There was a lot of attention given to certain things and not given to other things, which was weird. And then, yeah, like I said, the music was not for me.
You
A
guys
couple
are
points
both
just
wrong.
for the music.
You guys are both wrong.
Mikey.
I
There's
gave it
two
an 8.
kinds of music, Mikey.
Only I get to do that.
Please no.
I gave this an 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a solid 8, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's just a well-rounded
8.5.
No, shut up.
8.59.
No.
Mid-tides
Not,
here.
it's not an 8.5. It's an 8.
Yeah.
It's an 8. It might be like a 7.8, but it's a solid 8. Only
round it up.
because it's like it's not like a masterpiece by any means.
Yeah.
But it did give me everything I wanted. It was solid. But I did want a little bit more. Like background on like Rebecca and Kiwi.
Yeah, you really wanted more of Rebecca.
Man, just
Yeah.
you brought her up so many
so
times.
many times, dude. Yeah. And Lucy.
We need a
Lucy.
super cut for this episode of just Mikey saying Rebecca. Rebecca.
Yeah.
No. Fuck you both. Anyway.
All right.
Thank you for watching, guys,
Thanks,
or
guys.
listening wherever you're getting your podcasts. Jordy, where can people find you?
At reaching in, don't come for me, please. These guys did enough already.
Yeah.
Please.
What about you, Jay? Where can people find you?
At hanger.91 on Instagram or hanger91.bigcartel.com. I've been drawing a lot of dragons lately.
Yes. Also, go check out Never Not Kittens on TikTok. Yeah, they are a nonprofit organization saving little kittens. They do great work. So please donate whatever you can, if you can, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
You can find me on Shmanime Pod on our TikTok page, also Korean Barbecue 86 on my Instagram, but I'm more on TikTok.
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 Wow, we got here, guys.
Hey,
we got here.
We got here. Oh, it's a long one, guys.
Yeah.
All right, stop.
Okay, we have to stop.
All right, thanks, guys.
guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.